Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to go over some recent purchases that I've made in the last several weeks and let you know my thoughts on them. I think it's really important to not just do first impressions, but also to come back and revisit items and let you know, or not so much. So there is going to be a little bit of that in here. Some things definitely didn't work for me the way I like to use makeup. But thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed. I made a huge purchase in July from Sydney Grace. I did it during their Christmas and July sale. And I wanted to share with you the products that I've used the most and the ones that I've used the least. I did order singles, and I have been using the singles like the most. So this is my palette, and I think everything in here was brand new that I picked up during the sale. I made a purchase on one of the days where if I spent $55, the added bonus item they would throw in was their mystery bag. You got to choose whether you wanted light or whether you wanted deep, whether you wanted warm, whether you wanted cool. I went with the warm, light mystery bag. And the items that came with it were these 5 eyeshadows here. This blush, there was a loose highlight, which I think is beautiful, but is too deep for my skin tone. And there was a loose glitter, which I haven't touched once, other than to like show you what it was. But I've used this the least. I've used this a little bit more because I had it in a different palette where it's just blushes. And I feel like the quality of this blush is just gorgeous. But I have kind of forgotten about this little peach themed set of eyeshadows, and I feel like the quality was great and I want to come back to it. It just got too much all at once and I was overwhelmed. Now, 2 other things that I got on the days when I was buying all of those single $55 of singles, and they threw in this $55 of singles, and they threw in this. So I made purchases on 3 separate days. So I got the mystery bag as a freebie, and I got each of these palettes as a freebie. I'll tell you, this is the one, the Summer Days palette is the one that I have used the most. I've used it a lot since I got it. But it is one of those that I'm a nude lover. I love like a nude eyeshadow, a natural look, and I have been using this a lot more. Now, I have used this a couple of times since I did the video with it. This one here is the Chase Your Dreams, and I'll tell you what's surprising about this palette for me is I've always looked at my eyes as being like brown eyes. But using some of these warmer rusty tones and purple tones, it brought out a hazel look to my eye that I had never noticed before. And I've been up close to my eyeballs for a long time, and they look just plain brown. But with these shadows, they kind of ended up looking a little hazily. And my husband even noticed. He's like, huh, your eyes look a little hazel today. And I was like, me too, but I didn't say anything. I feel like on the days that I want my eyes to be a different color, I reach for this palette, but I don't use this one as much as the rest. I will say the singles and the Summer Days palette, the neutral one, are the ones that I have been reaching for, like boom, 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 boom. I'm wearing the singles today. Love me, Sydney Grace. In August, when this little bad boy debuted, I had already been up to my eyeballs in Sydney Grace shadows, and I never had that moment of like, oh, I have too many, I can't get that. No, it was like, oh yes, yes, and we will pick up the Tiny Marvels palette. We will get more Sydney Grace. And I also love that it's Mel Thompson's color story and her inspiration to put these colors together. And at first I was really intimidated when I looked at the pictures, like, I don't know if I can do that. But actually having them here, like this purple shade called Jewel Bee, I thought it was gonna be too much. It does a really beautiful kind of powdery pastel purple eye. Of course, I'm really comfortable in these kind of more berry mauve tones, these neutral shades here, but this green, I've used it like 5 times. I can't stop reaching in for that green. I love this palette, and I'm not sad that I have it. So I made a purchase from Beautylish when the Wayne Goss Imperial Topaz palette came out. It's such a beautiful palette. I love it so much. And I was really worried this black shade was going to be too much, and it's not. I'm becoming friends with this black shade. I have always been intimidated and overwhelmed, and I feel like black shades all of a sudden just turn into like mascara that I've been wearing for 3 days and not washed off and just kind of got smudged around. Oh, I remember living in college with a roommate who never washed her face, and she would wake up in the morning and her mascara and eyeliner would kind of like have smudged, and she would just wipe it with her finger and add more. And I was like, but that's why I've always been afraid of blacks. I didn't want to look like my college roommate who just had a perpetually black eye. It was beyond smoky. It was like not working. So I've always been worried about blacks, but this black buffs out to like a whisper, kind of like a hint of gray, black. And it's not like it can't be black, because it can be black, but it's miraculous. It's the type of black that I never knew I needed, and I've been using it a lot. I do frequently just take this little teeny tiny guy here. This is the Wayne Goss number 8. It's the tight lining brush, and I'll use that and shove it down at the roots of my lashes on the top line instead of using liner. So I use this a lot. In reality, I don't use this shade very much, and I don't use this shade very much. I stick to the more neutrally shades, and this one is my favorite for face highlight. And I know that seems weird, but I've been using this for highlight on the face a lot. Like, really surprised me how much I've been using it. Now, as much as I love Wayne Goss's lip pencil, Essential Lip Pencil, was as much as I didn't like the Essential Kohl pencil for the eyes. And it comes down to, I purchased it hoping that it would stay where I put it. Now, I should not have made that decision or had that expectation, because very clearly on the packaging it says Essential Eye Kohl Pencil. And a Kohl pencil, ooh, just freaked out the dog. A Kohl pencil and a waterproof pencil are two very different things. And I'm looking for a waterproof pencil I can put in my upper waterline. I can very closely line my upper lashes with, and I won't end up having my perpetually leaky left eye destroy that makeup. And if I get it in my waterline, it doesn't transfer to the lower waterline, because I only want it on the upper waterline. And then I want it not to collect in the corners of my eyes and cry sad little panda tears. And this only became sad little panda tears. Now, the times that I have used it just on the upper waterline and set it with powder, beautiful. But this is meant to be, you know, glossy and glidey and smudgy. And it doesn't really take a lot. It's meant to do that. And this color, Rich Hazel, is beautiful. It's like my perfect, not black and a little darker than a brown. It's amazing. But I had different expectations, so this did not meet them. It's not a bad pencil. It's just not how I use eyeliners. So when I made the purchase of the Wayne Goss eyeshadow and liner, I did pick a couple of Sonia G brushes up. I have some Wayne Goss eye brushes, which I really like and I use, but I have fallen in love with Sonia G. I have 2 others that I use constantly, and so I wanted to get this one. This one is the Worker 2. It's a little thicker than I anticipated. I don't reach for it as much unless I'm using like a really light shade to like kind of go all over the lid. This one is beautiful, but the white undyed goat hair is a revelation to me. I also got this is the mini booster. This is perfect for placing darker shadow like right where I want it. And then I'll flick off the excess and then I'll start to buff with this. Smaller, more precise brushes like this have made a huge difference for me. Another one that I love is this one. This is the crease one. I love that it kind of comes to a little tapered point. It's dirty, it needs to be cleaned, but I really feel like the Sonia G brushes have elevated my eye looks just by the high quality of the tool that they are. It helps me get a better blend, and I'm able to do stuff that I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do. Part of it is just you do it more often, you get better, but part of it is also beautiful tools. I stopped my BoxyCharm subscription and I subscribed to Beauty Pie. I am not sad that I missed out on anything in August. I was a little bit like, oh, but it's Boxy Luxe in September. And I told myself, no. You've done probably 5 years of BoxyCharm and you've never missed a month. It's okay to let it go. And the reason I let it go is there's so many things that I really wasn't using, so many things that I was decluttering. And I thought better to spend that money and be able to choose specific items. I want this, I want the other. And Beauty Pie has really been amazing. All right, so I hope I have everything here that I ordered from Beauty Pie. The one thing that I love is this Super Retinol hand treatment. I use it at night and my hands, a lot of the age spots have lightened. I don't have as dark freckling on my hands, and so this is the hand that I normally am, on my steering wheel like this, and this has more freckling on it. My freckling has gotten a lot lighter, and I also feel like my hands are really nice and hydrated. A lot of the hand washing have been really hardcore on them. I use this I would say 5 times a week at night, right, I keep it at the bedside right before I get in bed. It's made a noticeable difference in the 4.5 weeks I've been using it, but I really, really like this. I've been really impressed. I've been trying their Uber Youth Realistic Concentrate Serum. I feel like the serum is nice. It's hydrating. I was hoping that it would kind of help with my, you know, under jowly area. I lost a lot of weight and my face used to be a lot fuller, and now that I've lost that volume, the skin at 45, it doesn't bounce back. It's not a rubber band anymore, so I was hoping this would help. I don't know that I've been using it long enough. I like that it's hydrating, it feels good on the skin, it doesn't take a long time to absorb, it's not sticky or tacky once it does kind of go into the skin. I feel like it's nice, but 4 weeks is not 90 days, you know? 30 days is one thing, 90 days is another. So I really want to get a good look and see what it's like in another several months, but I do like it. Same I would say with their Super Retinol. This is their high dose intensive booster treatment. This is supposed to be used in conjunction with another nighttime product. This is a really high dose of over-the-counter retinol. My skin was not used to this, so I did have some tightness. I do occasionally get some redness and tingling, but that's if I had used like vitamin C in the morning or other actives. I have to, if I'm using this, and I'm only really using this like 3 times a week, I have to be careful. I did buffer it for the first couple of weeks where I was mixing that retinol treatment with some moisturizer, and it did help. But now I'm using it basically every other night, and I try and make sure that I didn't use anything in the morning that was like too active. Like there's no glycolic, you know, acid being used on my skin, because this retinol, she no joke. I did pick up these vitamin C super active capsules. They are double vitamin C and vitamin E. I haven't noticed any real significant decrease in the pigmentation. I know that vitamin C is really good for your skin. It also does help boost the efficacy of your SPF. So I've basically been using it for that. I like that these are single doses, so you can, you know, pull out this little capsule, if I can get one. It's light safe and it's also air safe, so like it's really not going to degrade. And I've been using these guys in the morning because I'm using the retinol in the evening, not every evening, but I feel like these are nice. I haven't noticed like a major difference, but I feel like my skin has improved enough pigmentation wise using the Muesli Spot Erase that I really don't know that I'm going to see a major difference from this. But I do like incorporating vitamin C into my regular skincare routine. The one that I have really loved is this. This is the Beauty Ply Pantastic Steep Nourishing Balm. Okay, so for middle of summer, if you're not like a really, really, really dry skinned person, this is not for you. But I have like really dug into this. Like, I feel like I'm almost halfway through this jar. I love this. This is the last thing I put on at night. I can't really use it during the day. A couple times that I did, I felt like my makeup was gonna slide off because it's really, really nourishing. But I like that it has a really soft kind of bouncy texture to it. And it's very nourishing. You need really very little, but I feel like it's kept my skin from, there are times that my skin produces like a lot more oils because it's dehydrated. And if I use something that's really moisturizing to hydrate my skin, I end up with less oils. So I don't use it during the day, but I use it at night. But come fall and transitioning into winter, this is gonna be where it's at for me. It also has a really nice light herbally spa scent. It's not really heavy, it doesn't linger, but it does have a scent to it. And it smells expensive. I have been using this brush from Beauty Pie. This is their Seamless Foundation Buffing Brush. I do like that it is slightly angled. I do like that it's really dense. It kind of reminds me of some of my favorite foundation brushes from IT Cosmetics, the Love is the Foundation brush, but I don't reach for this every day. It works great. I feel like it's like any other good synthetic buffing brush. Is it like a wow, you need it? Not really. There are other really great ones out there, but that one's been nice. All right, so I'm down to just body products that I have really strong feelings about. One is this. This is the Super Healthy Skin Deluxe Body Moisture Cream. I've been digging into this. I really love this. It has a really bright citrus scent to it. You may or may not be familiar with the Atelier Cologne Orange Sanguine, but that's what this reminds me of. It's lovely. It's very nourishing. It looks like it's like super thick in the jar, but what's interesting is it doesn't go on thick. It goes on really lightweight, and in about 3 minutes, it will have absorbed. Now the scent does linger. I don't mind that because I think it's a really lovely scent, and I love citrus scents. If you are not a citrus scent person, I would not recommend this because the scent, she sticks around. But I feel like the texture of this it's not identical. My favorite body cream is the Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream. Love that stuff. Scent is amazing, but I also love that you can put it on and it's not greasy and it's not sticky, and my clothes don't stick to me after I have it on. Like in 3 or 4 minutes, like pretty soon it's like absorbed and my skin is baby soft. Same results with this. The texture is slightly different. I feel like this is just a little bit thicker, but not in a bad way. Not like a heavy way, because like even now, it's only been a few minutes since I put some on. I feel like it's not sticky. It's not really tacky. It's just soft. So I feel like this is my new all over body lotion. And I feel like I'm getting the same sort of hydration that I was out of the Boom Boom Cream. There have been a lot of other body moisturizers that I've tried where there's no amount of me putting it on that it gets me through the winter. Boom Boom Cream has never abandoned me, and I am soft and supple but I'll have to try this in the winter, but for it compared to the Boom Boom Cream, I feel like I'm getting similar results of hydration, of softness. There's no cracking or drying. It's a totally different scent, but I feel like this is a much less expensive option for me. Boom Boom Cream is $45 for 8 ounces, and this is like in the $13, $14 range, if you remember. So as much as I loved this moisture cream was as much as I didn't love their body polish. This is the Nourishing Body Polish, the Super Healthy Skin, and it has that same, you know, citrusy, orangey scent to it. I like that about it. It is very, it's not too like grainy. It's not too aggressive in its ability to exfoliate your skin. I feel like the exfoliation of this is fantastic. The part that really bothers me is the emollient things that they're putting in here, because they say you should be able to, you know, exfoliate, rinse it off, step out of the shower, and you won't need any moisturizer. They're not lying, because when I end up using this product, there is a layer that I can physically see. It looks like once I have it in my hands and I'm exfoliating my body and my legs and the whole shebang, and then I go to rinse it off and I can still see little parts like in between my fingers, around the edges of my cuticles, underneath my nails, on my arms, on my legs. It looks like there's a white layer of lotion. Now, if you're one of those in-shower lotion people, you would love this. I don't care for that. I sometimes want my skin to be so clean by the soap that I have to put like excessive amounts of moisture on. And as light and disappears quickly into my skin as this is, the body polish lingers. There was one day that I stepped out of the shower, I got dressed, and the skirt I was wearing that day continued to stick to my legs all day long. And it drove me insane. It just was too much. It's very heavy. So I end up, you know, exfoliating with this. I end up rinsing it off, and then I take a body wash and make sure I get all of that excess moisture, lotion, whatever is in here off, because it's too rich and it's too much for me. I feel like the exfoliating part of it is good. I don't like how much extra it leaves on my skin because I don't feel clean after that. I feel like I'm like just really heavily covered. But I'll finish using it and I'll continue to rinse myself with the body wash afterwards. But this, I feel like, for me and what I like, this is where it's at. There you go. I have some other things. In another couple weeks, I'll come back and we'll talk about other products that I purchased. But I hope that these sorts of videos are helpful, where you get to see, this is what I'm using, this is what I'm liking, this didn't work for me, because first impressions are first impressions. But being honest about what I really am using, what really is making me super excited, and what is kind of like, I think that's important as well. Thank you for watching today. Have an amazing day. I'll see you again soon. Bye.